It's just a public service announcement. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho. H to the O.
Going on, we're back with another episode of Pro Sports Takes. The Super Bowl is concluded, which means one thing: the offseason is upon us, and the biggest name in the offseason these days is no other than Deshaun Watson, the national champion out of Clemson, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, who seems to be very unhappy with his situation and wants out of Houston. So if he's not going to be playing in H-Town this year, just like Garrett Cole, who left, and James Harden, who left their respective championship caliber rosters at once upon a time, where will Deshaun Watson be playing come next year? That's what we're going to talk about today. Brandon, let's hear your take on the matter.
And the 2021 NFL offseason is officially underway, and one of the best quarterbacks in the league is officially on the open market. He can't come to a conclusion to be on the same page as ownership, and quite frankly, the team just doesn't care to have Deshaun Watson's opinion in any of their moves going on. So you got a franchise quarterback, and you got an organization that does not care about what he wants. So with that said, Deshaun Watson is on his way out, and he's looking for a new change of scenery. And if there's a team that's completely changing their landscape, it's the New York Jets right now. They got a splash hire in defensive coordinator Robert Saleh, straight out of San Fran, and he's ready to bring a nasty, tenacious defense to New York. And if there's one thing that defensive coordinators and defensive coaches know, it's that if there's one thing that can break their defense in half, it's a running quarterback that can extend plays. And nobody does that better than Deshaun Watson. I mean, you got the Lamar Jacksons that can maybe run better than him, but you have nobody that has the connection or the collaboration of throwing and running like Deshaun Watson. So you got a defensive coach that you know is going to get an elite defense out there. So what do? You put the ball in a quarterback's hands that you don't even have to make a great game plan around. You put the ball in Deshaun Watson's hands, you get a great OC, and you get the ball running. The reason why the Jets are a great landing spot for Deshaun Watson is mainly because they have a young quarterback that is really a gunslinger. So go ahead and send the gunslinger to Texas, and you get your running quarterback back to New York. So the gunslinger goes to Texas, the flashy player goes to New York. It makes a whole lot of sense. So say the Jets get rid of Sam Darnold, 2 firsts, and maybe an offensive lineman, because Texans can't get offensive linemen to save their life, besides Larry Tunsil, who they clearly traded for. So I just think it makes a lot of sense for Deshaun Watson to find his way in New York. I think it's a team that could use him well, a team that could go from being the worst team, everybody expected them to be the first overall pick, but boom, you implement Deshaun Watson, and shit, the Jets could fuck around and actually win the division next year maybe. You never know, but Deshaun Watson has that type of power, and when you put him with an elite defense, the sky's the limit. Rob, who you got?
Yeah, wherever Deshaun Watson goes, it's absolutely going to be a landscape-changing type of acquisition. I mean, he could take a team who's good and make them great, can take a team who's bad and make them good. So the type of impact that he can have is monumental. And you mentioned Robert Saleh, who came from San Francisco, and that's exactly where I'm going to go, is out west with the 49ers. I think that's absolutely the best fit for Watson. What's interesting about this situation is that Deshaun Watson has a full no-trade clause. So even if Houston gets, a trade package from the Jets, like you're saying, and they get that number 2 overall pick to select their franchise quarterback successor, I should say, in Justin Fields or Zach Wilson out of BYU, or, they believe in Sam Darnold and then take that generational talent left tackle out of Oregon with that number 2 pick. Still, Deshaun Watson could say, you know what, fuck New York. I'm not trying to go there. I don't want to play with the Jets. I'm going to force my way somewhere else. And if I'm Deshaun Watson and I'm looking at this situation, there's nowhere else I'd rather go than San Francisco, with a coach who's proven that he can take a team to the championship, an arsenal of weapons who play better than what their talent level is because of that unique offense and innovative play calls that Shanahan does out in the Bay. Not to mention George Kittle, one of the best, if not the best tight end in the game when he's healthy. And you have an amazing defense that will help Deshaun Watson get the ball more, have more opportunities to win games, and really take his overall legacy to the next level by not only winning a national championship, but winning a pro football championship in the Super Bowl. And so if I'm Deshaun Watson and I'm a championship-minded player, which it seems like he is, he's expressed that multiple times publicly, I would force my way to San Francisco. Now, for the Texans, the best trade for them, I agree with you. I think it's the Jets. I think getting that number 2 pick, possibly getting another first-rounder, second-rounder, another high pick, and also maybe a player player like an O-lineman, like you suggested, that would be probably the best package that they'll be able to get. But other teams like the 49ers, who are going to be picking in the 20s, they could probably offer 3-4 first-round picks. Can you turn that into the franchise quarterback? That's the question. If you're going to give up a guy as valuable as Deshaun Watson is, you have to make sure that you're getting back a package that either includes someone who could be that franchise quarterback, like maybe a Sam Darnold if you really put the right pieces around him, the right coaching staff around him, or you get enough draft capital that allows you to take that franchise quarterback. So if I'm the Texans, I'm looking at the Jets as my number one destination. But if I'm Deshaun Watson with all that power of the no trade clause, I'm trying to hit the Bay.
Damn, you just beat me to my next question. I was going to talk about the no trade clause, and it's great that Deshaun signed that big contract and really controls his own destiny, which is something that you don't see in the NFL. This isn't the NBA. This isn't the MLB. You don't see players play their cards. You kind of see them just stay with the organization their whole career or kind of do whatever the ownership kind of wants them to do. But having that no trade clause is huge. So that's a big issue with the Jets because the Jets are a team that isn't known for great ownership or running a franchise the best way possible. So if Deshaun has the ability to waive or decides he doesn't want to go to New York, the Jets could easily be out the conversation. And the thing about San Fran is I think Deshaun would love to go to San Fran. But San Fran doesn't have the same thing that the Jets can give in a trade. The San Fran can't trade a quarterback. The Jets can trade you a quarterback and the number 2 pick.
What about Jimmy G?
Jimmy G is about to be on Jimmy G has a low dead cap. So, I mean, you could really cut him and really not spend that much money. So I think it's better off cutting Jimmy G than really trading for him. I mean, the Texans could trade for him, but you're going to be wasting $30 million. If I'm the Texans, if you offer me Sam Darnold and the number 2 pick and a defensive starter or offensive line starter or something like that, you really can't say no. I mean, Deshaun Watson's getting paid $45 million for the next 4 to 5 years. So that's a lot of money, a lot of equity that a team has to pick up on the salary cap, which is going to change how they sign players and trade for players for the next 5 years or whenever his contract's up. And one takeaway from the Matt Stafford trade is there's multiple teams that are willing to go after the quarterback that they want. The Washington football team and the Carolina Panthers made trade offers to the Lions, offering their first-round picks and other compensation. So don't be surprised if they try to do it for a younger quarterback like Deshaun Watson and give even better offers. So just be on the lookout for multiple teams, and Deshaun Watson's going to change somebody's franchise.
Change somebody's franchise, change the league. It's going to be exciting. You got the teams to look out for now. We'll see how it plays out. So lock it in. That's our take for the day, and you can find all pro sports takes on prosportsoutlook.com, or even better if you're already subscribed to Pro Sports Outlook's YouTube channel.
And that wraps up this episode of Pro Sports Takes. And remember, we encourage everyone to go ahead and leave comments about the player or even the team you want us to discuss. Tweet us at PSO_sports or simply use the hashtag ProSportsTakes. And we'll continue to monitor what's hot so we can give it a spot on our future show.
So we'll see you next time.
Until next time.